What's up, everybody? This is Karen and Ray, so as known as the obsessive scam of the O.C.G, and hopefully I'm live.
Isildur will continue to raise Gondor's dead.
What Shadow War?
Stopped.
And playing the monster pipe. Hopefully I'm live. Okay, news.
Stationed here. It's a big man. How about you shoot? Keep the talk off me! Submit!
Yeah, shit, I might as well go do that outpost. Is the last outpost I haven't done.
I see you're giving out pain. I want some. Make it hurt like you hurt all the others. No, make it even worse. I can take it. I want it. I need it.
Osgang.
Getting a little bit weird there, bro. Shit.
Did I already told you! Not like that! Where'd you go? I dare you! Had to hurt that! Hurt me! I want pain! More pain! This doesn't mean you win. I win. By getting away.
He wanted pain. Enemies give me I don't like. Enemies give me enemies give me
I think this one fancied himself a ranger.
Or a tracker, Mordor's equivalent. Subtract your years of training and substitute feral cunning instead. You're dead!
Oh, yeah, it's gone.
The alarm is little more than a call for help and a cry of terror.
Yeah, you have all the games now.
Chaos and bedlam. Alarms going. Bodies piling up. It's like you know all my favorite things.
Moog.
We are Legion. We will tear the limbs from your pathetic body.
Yeah, I need to start up Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
My lord.
I did the first 3 Donkey Kong Country games. And I can't do the 4th one really because I have no way to emulate Wii right now. I can still do Tropical Freeze. I saw you message me yesterday. I didn't respond. I'm sorry about that. I had a rough day yesterday. I wasn't really on talking to anybody. Don't want you to get the wrong impression that I was trying to ignore you.
Yes, sir.
No. I don't. I have it on 3DS, but I can't really stream it on 3DS, so...
I can't be taken prisoner!
Targoroth fouls earth and sky, plows a path of flame. Haste, haste, haste! It rages across land, scorches a path.
Targoroth will not be difficult to find.
Escaped is Targoroth. Please Mordor to burn your lands.
strength, but as Balrog don't go through him. I choose now. Did you hear?
Burns. It burns all.
Tracks.
It's double dark.
Nice and wait to rain down fire.
Where are we going?
To ice. We go to ice.
What did he say? Does it matter? This Balrog is from another world.
We bring light to your abysses. An end to your fire.
It is up to us now, Talion. This isn't working! We must attack!
Come on, you fucker.
Like thunder, fall like rain. Drowned is his flame.
Oh shit.
We must send this beast to their distance.
But yeah, that was pretty epic. And it's cool from the here on. You can actually see this patch of ice right here is always thinner. And you can look down and see the Balrog under the water. There's one claw sticking out, which is super fucking cool, honestly. They couldn't kill the Balrog because you know anything about Lord of the Rings, it takes some serious shit to kill a Balrog, but they could freeze his ass. Right? But it's cool they don't actually just forget about it. That it's there forever. And by the way, they actually say in the lore of the game this is a small Balrog. By the way, so this is like the least intimidating Balrog. Even Sauron could not fully control the Balrogs. Like, they worked with him. But he couldn't tell them what to do, you know what I mean? Like, they were his last resort because when he let them loose, they'd just kill everything in their path. So even Sauron knew, okay, you know, I'm gonna let you do you. So, you know, that shows you the Balrog is like, okay,
Now he's bleeding up his days off! Stay there! The Tark's wounded! Finish him! Stop moving!
oh, I'm actually very close to getting the platinum for this game, too. Are you sure about that? I thought for sure that Zero Mission was on 3DS, or is it just Fusion? I know Fusion is. But at the end of the day, man, I mean, a fucking cell phone, a toaster can emulate the Metroid game, so.
We must return to the forest of Canaan to see what remains.
And what can be done.
Shit. There's one more outpost I haven't done here. I might as well go and do it. Oh, it's gonna be easy.
It's blundered over here!
See how quickly and quietly you can find yourself all alone.
I don't like the sound of that. We've got a killer lurking around. When I'll get a crack at the Gondorian I better raise a beacon!
Shit. Fucking alarm.
Anything's out there, it'll regret making me hunt for it. I can still smell it. We're close. He's here! I've got you now!
Bro. Here we go. Well, kinda. God damn, some of the stealth kills in this game are brutal.
That's a bloody cluster of corpses. Been quite fresh. Seems I have a secret admirer. Flap. A lot talk. I kind of like it.
Well, you're gonna love that. Right? Yeah. Some get kind of weird.
You have sacrificed much.
Long ago, buried was Targoroth by Karnan in Dune Shadow. Aghast, my forest destroyed, my brood scattered. Now again, fire is buried, drowned in ice. And from decay, come bloom. The circle is unbroken.
There was an Uruk in Golgoroth. This Zog.
Chainer of Targoroth, he. Death's midwife. Raised Targoroth. Raised Orklings.
A necromancer.
He is near. Stains air with orc magics. Cunning he, dwimmer crafty. They rise like tide waters. Baseborn,
Karnan is basically the personification of nature. And Tolkien's legend.
They come for you.
She's like the living embodiment of Mother Nature.
We will find him and honor your sacrifice.
Fetter the foul, or return them to dust. Defiled is the land. Cursed is the maker.
And she's heavily based off of Celtic spirits which is why she talks like that. Almost kind of like old English, kind of rudimentary Celtic.
Haste! The death talker is near. Tormented beast is he. Raised to flesh.
Our work will be for naught if Sauron can raise the dead.
This Zog cannot be far off.
This Zog's disease. Bring him to rot. Close and closer still.
Dimwit! We meet again. I am Zog, and I've been watching you for some time. You're the inspiration for all this. What better army to defeat a dead man than a legion of undead orcs?
Zog. Will rise again!
You're not fighting us, Ranger. You're fighting the future. The dead will take Mordor for themselves, and not even you can stop us. Oh, there's more fun to come.
We will defeat! They will not stop rising until we drain the Necromancer totem of its power. This Zog is dangerous. His acolytes perhaps more so.
We must track them down, wherever they are.
Snafu.
I'm very close to getting the platinum for this. And a couple others. I should hit the 100 trophy threshold very soon. Yeah. And I'm in the top 20% of retro achievement users. So I'm quickly making my way through the ranks of those. It's not really feasible now. I also hope one day to be in the top 1% of Steam users. Obviously, I need a better computer for that. Right now, I'm really limited in what I can play. I also think it's really weird that GOG doesn't have an achievement system. It seems kind of like a missed opportunity.
Rise! They rise! Archers of Morgoth, let fly! Busy are the slaves of Zog. Fly, we must fly! Arise in haste! Archers are racing by acclamation.
Who are these archers of Morgoth?
Morgoth was the first Dark Lord, and these archers, long dead, were one of his creations.
And I'd say Nintendo needs to add one, but we both know Nintendo's never going to do that.
Caves.
They be.
We must destroy their totems before more of them rise.
Oh, they're just going to keep coming. Fuck. Really, asshole? Damn it.
The archer's gun, and Morgoth be damned. Find Zog and his acolytes deathless one. Cleanse them with fire and spare not a one. Brothers of corruption raise their dead. Haste, haste. Surrounds a confusion of ghouls they rise. Brood rages, brood screams.
Talia, we must destroy the ghoul mounds. Only then will they stop.
Blasphemous is great. And it's good to see you, Beach. Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, it's actually a pretty long game. There's also a DLC for it. That's really good.
We won't be able to end the ritual if we don't get through these ghouls.
Push it down!
Oh, that's cool. And I think there's more DLC on the way. Oh shit.
I was cast aside. I was abandoned. Come back when you have sucked enough.
The original Blasphemous had like 3 major updates that added new content to the game over several years. And it seems like that's the plan for Blasphemous 2. So, they had the major DLC, the Mea Culpa DLC. But I'm thinking they're probably going to be at least one more major expansion for Blasphemous 2. So there's still more on the way, in which case I will definitely come back. I've already, like I said, have the Platinum Trophy for 1 and 2, and I've done all the DLC stuff as well. They also, yeah. They also, they've done other games as well. The same team that did Blasphemous, I think they're called the Game Kitchen, if I'm not mistaken. They're a small Spanish team. They also did the Ninja Gaiden game, the recent 2D Ninja Gaiden game. Shit.
And we will raise 100 more!
You must live among the monsters.
I've heard good things about that. The most recent 2D Ninja Gaiden, Ragebound. I wasn't as interested in Ragebound because it's a linear level. It's not Metroidvania, but it still looked really good. I'm also really looking forward to the new Castlevania. It's first new Castlevania game we've gotten in 10, 15 years. And Castlevania Belmont's Revenge. And it's done by the same team that did Dead Cells and the Rogue Prince Persia. And at first I was worried because those games are good, but they're randomly generated levels. And that's, I'm not a huge fan of randomly generated levels in games, just in general. I don't think randomly generated levels will ever come close to handcrafted design. And they're usually like, well, it's infinite levels, but it usually comes down to the same level, just slight variations, you know what I mean? And that's just not what the Metroidvania Castlevanias are. They're not randomly generated, they're intricately developed. But they've since come out and said, no, this is not going to be like Dead Cells, it's going to be a handcrafted map. So, and that's great, because I like Dead Cells, and I liked, the Rogue Prince Persia. And I like the combat of those games a lot. Dead Cells had fucking great combat. Like, some of the finest 2D combat I've ever played. So, but if they did a Castlevania game with randomly generated levels like that, I just wouldn't be interested. But I'm glad. And this game takes place in Paris. So, half of the game is going to be in Dracula's castle, of course, and then half is around the city of Paris. And, like, Dracula's resurrected people throughout history, so, like, you're actually fighting, like, evil Joan of Arc and shit. Like, it actually looks really good. So, I'm probably going to wind up getting that when it comes out sometime this year. They haven't said when, but sometime this year, so Konami's really on the comeback trail. They brought back Metal Gear, brought back Silent Hill, and now Castlevania, so it's good to see. Let's see.
Talion, we must destroy the ghoul mounds. Only then will they stop.
And then, if you ever get the chance, a Metroidvania I strongly recommend is Aeterna Noctis, made by a small Spanish team. Well, I mean, same as Blasphemous, but different team. It's a really good Metroidvania. It's like about like the personification of darkness is in love with the personification of light. And they're in part of a cycle. So, like, they love each other, but they're forced to constantly each other, kill each other. And the king of the underworld eventually says, you know, fuck this. And he's gonna find a way to break the cycle. Because even though he's the king of darkness, it's treated more like he's yin and yang. Not like he's actually evil, but more like he's necessary balance in the world. But he hates that he has to keep constantly fucking killing the woman he loves, or she kills him. So, you know what I mean? Like, they're wax and wane. It's really good. Got a dark, grim world, and the sequel to that's coming out as well. And then, seems like just yesterday we finally got Hollow Knight Silksong, and now the first major DLC for that is on the way. Yeah, it's great. It's made by a small indie team, and it's really good. There we go. Fulfill the optional objective. Actually, quite a few good games coming out lately. And now it seems like the current rumor that's going around is that they're going to remake Ocarina of Time for Switch 2. And honestly, that would be fucking insane.
Will not stop until all the dead of Mordor have been raised.
An army to rival ours.
That's what the rumor said. That's going to be a full remake for Switch 2. Not like a port, like a full fucking remake. And, you know, normally I would say, oh, it's just an internet rumor. But the guy who leaked it, his name is Nate the Hate. He has the notorious track record with Switch and Nintendo leaks. He's got some kind of inside source in Nintendo, and several times he's been proven correct. He was the first person to leak the release date of the Switch 2 and the price and all that before anyone else, and the launch games. So, obviously it's not confirmed until it's confirmed, and I'm saying this is not just some random rumor. This guy has a proven track record with leaking Nintendo shit early. So it's a lot more credible than just, you know, a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. And that's not the first time. Like, he's leaked Nintendo shit several times. This guy legitimately has sources in Nintendo. So, and like I said, if that actually turns out to be true, that would be the game that made me get a Switch 2. Because there's been some interesting games for Switch 2, but nothing worth laying down that, like, price. But fucking Ocarina of Time remake? Yeah. That's, you know what I mean? That's actually, like, that would make me get a Switch 2. Dude, you know, I mean, I would also just be happy with them just porting fucking Wind Waker, man, and Twilight Princess. The fact that, like, they ported every other fucking Wii U game, man. They basically ported every other fucking, Zelda game, man. To, modern consoles. And they fucking... People have joked that, like, half the Switch's library is Wii U ports. But they didn't port fucking... They didn't port the game that people wanted the most! And Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, man. So dumb. Oh, actually, the fans are currently making a native PC port. Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, with Ocarina of Time, yeah, it should be remade. Or remade. Well, okay. Let me clarify. It's already been remade. Wind Waker is, yeah. That's just Wind Waker. Twilight Princess is not, and that's the GameCube version. The HD version of Wind Waker for Wii U was vastly superior in every way. Dramatically improved the graphics, added real-time lighting. Obviously, there was no real-time lighting on fucking GameCube. Added the fast sailing and sailing anywhere in any direction without having to pull out the Wind Waker. Added all kinds of additional button controls. All kinds of huge quality of life features, like the Wind Waker HD is the best way to play it. So, like, yeah, you can technically play it, and it's not even like a good version on Switch online, because as they've shown, their emulation, Nintendo's emulation for Switch 2, is kind of shitty for GameCube. So, it has like really high input lag that wasn't in the original game. Like, they've shown, like, it's really bad in games like F-Zero. So, like, you can only play the original fucking version of Wind Waker, and even then, it has worse, like, input latency than it fucking did on GameCube. So, you know, they need to be ported. And that, like I said, Twilight Princess is just blow your shit out of luck.
Snafu. ambush. Aztec. Rug. Arsaku.
Do I even wanna? I might just say, yeah. I might just replace that work entirely. But it's one of those things that makes no fucking sense. Like, I mean, you know, like, it's not like this some, like, random obscure game. It's like Twilight Princess is one of the most beloved fucking Zelda games. So it's just, like, really fucking weird. There's no modern way to play Twilight Princess. But anyway, what I was trying to say, they've already remade Ocarina of Time for 3DS, but that was a straight remake. You know, it added quality of life features, touchscreen, yada yada yada. It was better graphics, but it was the same level, the same story, all that. It seemed like this is going to be like a reimagining for Switch 2 if they do Ocarina. So obviously it's going to, you know, still be made with the same people, but it's going to be redesigned instead of just the same game but better graphics. So that's actually really interesting. And most likely, I'm assuming it would be on the Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom engine, which there's a lot of shit they could do with that engine. So, yeah. And see, yeah, it probably will to a certain extent. And therein lies the problem, because we don't, it's like, how much of a reimagining is this going to be? Like, how faithful is it going to be? How much is it going to change? Because, like I said, it doesn't seem like this is going to be a straight remake, like Ocarina of Time 3DS was. It seems like this will be a reimagining. So keeping the general story, but changing the levels, changing the general gameplay. You know, like kind of like Resident Evil 2 remake, where you went from, it had the same story, same general story, but it was revoiced, rewritten, and you went from fixed camera angles with pre-rendered graphics to real-time behind the back. You know what I mean? That's not a straight remake. That's more of a reimagining, which is different. And it's a pet peeve of mine. People use those interchangeably. I've always said, you know, reimagining, it's not the same as remake, and people will call remake to remaster. It's fucking dumb. Like, I've seen people try to say that a game that will completely rebuild the game from scratch in a new engine isn't a remake because it doesn't change the story. No, dude, remakes are not one size fits all. Some remakes keep the story the same, some change it. But if you remade the whole fucking game from scratch in another engine, that's a fucking remake, dog. And calling that a remastered, like, me and you were both old enough to see the first wave of remastered games. And what were they? They would take an old game and they would polish it up a little bit. Oh, this game is now 60 FPS. It was 30. Oh, we added some better textures here and there. But it's still very much the same fucking game. They just add, you know, a little bit of spin polish. Okay? So, like, call that's a remaster, and comparing a remake to a remaster just does it a disservice. There is, like, a metric fuck ton of difference between just sprucing it up a little bit, I'm going to add it a little bit better, and rebuilding the whole fucking thing. And honestly, also, I don't want to say that in order to be a remake, you have to change the story. Because some games, the story is just good as it was. Like Metal Gear Solid 3. They remade that. And people were pissed off they didn't change the story. Dude, the story in that game is fucking perfect. They didn't change it. The Last of Us. People were upset they didn't change the story in The Last of Us. I'm like, really, dude? The story in The Last of Us is considered to be one of the greatest fucking stories in game history. And it's you can't capture lightning in a bottle. Twice. The acting, the performances are perfect. So I didn't want the story to change. They updated the graphics and the gameplay. That was good enough for me. That's what I mean. Like, some of the stories, I don't want them to change. So to say that it has to change the story, it's not a remake, it's bullshit. So, if I do think it's cool if they do that to Ocarina. And the question is, then what are they doing? Are they going to keep the loose structure of the game the same, or are they going to make it open world like Breath of the Wild? Because that would be kind of insane. But at the same time, it can't just be just like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, because then it wouldn't be faithful to Ocarina spirit. So, you know what I mean? So if they're going to remake it, they're going to take inspiration from Breath of the Wild. But there's a difference between taking mechanics and making the whole thing like that. It still needs to feel like Ocarina. So I'm interested to see what they do with it. But I mean, it's Nintendo. So, you can say what you want to about Nintendo sucking with their corporations, their decisions, but they know what they're doing when it comes to making the fucking games. And this will be very much handled by the Zelda team. So this is not like being outsourced to some other company. This is Zelda. So if there was anybody who could remake Ocarina of Time, who could redesign Ocarina of Time, it would be the people that originally fucking made it, who would be making this. So I trust that the people who made it are not going to fuck up their vision. Like I said, that's the thing about Nintendo that's crazy. Most of the people who were there when Nintendo started are still there. They've had many, game series that have come and gone. They've had other, to a point. They've had many game series that have come and gone. They've had many developers that have come and gone. But Shigeru Miyamoto, the guy who made Mario, is still working on fucking Mario 40 years later. And that's one of the reasons Mario has made all these changes, but it still feels true to Mario, because they've always had the guy who's made Mario there. Exactly. So, the guy who made Ocarina, who took control for Ocarina, Eiji Aonuma, he's still making Zeldas. He's still the main director. So they literally, the guy who would be making this remake will be the guy who made it in the first place. So if anybody was going to understand the vision, it'd be him. So I have faith that whatever it is, it'll be good. Nintendo doesn't fuck up, and they certainly don't fuck up with Zelda. Especially not the people that originally made the fucking thing. That's the problem with a lot of remakes that are bad, is that it's made by people who don't understand the original. This guy understands it, he fucking made it. So, but yeah, there's actually room for them to make it open world to a point. Like, Hyrule Field was a proto-open world anyway. Like, back in the 64, that was super impressive being able to ride the horse. Like, they could just take Hyrule Field and make it way bigger. And it would still serve the same purpose. To be a hub to shuttle you between the different areas. It would just be a lot bigger, and it would have more shit in it. Presumably side quests and stuff like that. Or, Castle Town, they can make that way bigger and fill it with shit. It was only supposed to be a city. But, they kind of were limited what they could do. So, they could, like I said, Hyrule Field's the perfect example. They could literally, double, triple, quadruple the size of Hyrule Field, and it would still serve the same purpose in the story. It would just have more shit in it. And nowadays, if you were to release something like Hyrule Field, that area would seem barren as fuck by today's standards. So they kind of would need to put more in it. At the time, it was revolutionary, but now it's just kind of like a big field. You need more. So, there's lots of areas there for them to do that and fully add on and make more shit, so. It's just one of those things you gotta be careful with, because Ocarina of Time is just, so loved. That it's if you don't absolutely fucking crush it, you're gonna get crucified. I mean, I think they will, but I'm saying, that's one of those things you need to be really careful with. Ocarina of Time is so fucking, unanimous with gaming, man. And with it being Switch 2 exclusive, they actually have quite a lot of hardware power there to work with. I mean, Switch 2 is not gonna, push any boundaries, technically speaking. But the Switch 2, is more capable than the PS4. And, that's still more power than they've ever had to play with a Zelda game before. And still a metric fuck ton more power than they had for Switch. So, like what they accomplished on Switch with Tears of the Kingdom was insanely impressive. You know what I mean? Like they made a lot with a little. So I'm on like knowing that it's like more capable PS4. There's a lot they could do to Ocarina of Time. That's a lot of power for them to play with on a level that we've never seen on a Zelda game. So they honestly, not only like people are thinking, well, oh, they could match Ocarina of Time. No, they could probably do a lot more than that. You know, remember Tears of the Kingdom, or I'm sorry, people are saying they could match Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom was for Switch. If they're making a fucking full-on ground-up Switch 2 game, they have way more power. So this game made just for Switch 2 should look a lot better than Tears of the Kingdom, which is a pretty big leap from the original fucking Ocarina. So I can hope. And at this point, Ocarina of Time now is fucking 28 years old. So it's not like, you know, it's been long enough that it deserves a remake. Or reimagining, I guess. And honestly, it's kind of a good idea on Nintendo's part if they're going for that, because, you know, one of the main reasons that Switch was a success was Zelda. You know, like, it was honestly an incredibly great idea to launch a Switch with Breath of the Wild. They came out, you know, after the massive, colossal failure of the Wii U. Like, I like the Wii U, but the Wii U was a failure commercially, so they had a lot to prove. And they're like, okay, a lot rides on the Switch. We can't have two systems in a row that are fucked, or we're in trouble. So they really, you know, launching with Breath of the Wild was a huge idea. I don't think Switch would have been nearly successful without that. I mean, they had a game that was like a 10 out of 10 game that a lot of people agree is one of the best games ever made right out of the gate at launch. I mean, I remember people used to, in the first like 6 months of the Switch, people used to joke that like the Switch. Yeah, Nintendo's even said that, by the way. They've said that they should have called the Wii U the Wii 2. That people didn't think it was. The Wii U is actually a great system. It just was not marketed well. I actually have a Wii U. It's up in my closet. I'm like one of the 5 people in the world that has one. But yeah, it was marketed terribly. But so coming off that, they knew they had to bring the heat. So they launched with Zelda, and it was a tremendous idea. And in fact, like the first 6 months or so of Switch, people jokingly called it the Breath of the Wild machine, because it's like there's nothing else to play besides Breath of the Wild. So, you know, they launched with heat, and, you know, it's not even just a fluke, dude. Like, we launched with Twilight Princess, and Twilight Princess also was them coming out of the gate swinging, and sold incredibly well. You know, and as much, I think Mario Kart World looks okay, but it didn't have the heat of dropping something like fucking Breath of the Wild, man. And that's the problem. Like, Switch 2 hasn't had, like, bad games. Donkey Kong Bonanza looks cool. I've seen it. But there's not been anything like, holy shit, I've got to get this. You know what I mean? Like Switch had. And I think they realized that, so if anything, you know, now they kind of need to solidify the sales of the Switch 2. By doing it, and like Zelda's a sure thing. And, you know, if you make an Ocarina of Time remake and it's good, it will sell. It will do numbers. Like, that's an Ocarina of Time remake, as long as it's good, is like the closest thing to a sure thing for sales success. Everybody's been wanting that for ages. So, on Nintendo's part, if they're actually doing it, it's smart. They need, and like the Switch. Excuse me. The Switch 2 is actually struggling more than people think. Like, it had good numbers to start with, but they've already said repeatedly the Switch sales in America are much lower than they thought, which hurts them, for one, because a huge portion of Switch's sales were in America. And I mean, some of that's tariffs and all that stuff, but a lot of that is, not that. And also, that the third-party sales have been abysmal, because it's just like, people only come for the exclusives. They don't want to play the games, it's the same thing with Switch. It's like, oh, hey, you want to play this game on PS5, but shittier? For me, like, you play my Switch for the exclusives, you know what I mean? If there's a game that's on multiple platforms, it's pretty much always going to be better on other platforms, just due to the hardware power disparity. The American sales of the Switch 2, have lagged behind considerably from what Nintendo was hoping, and the third-party sales are abysmal and far behind Switch 2. So, at first it was a success. Like the first couple months of sales of Switch 2 were really good because there was the hype, But now Nintendo's actually said they had to significantly lower their forecast for copies sold, and that's not good. You know what I mean? Like Switch, it went up, and Nintendo had to create more, like it oversold. So the fact that they're like in their first year, which is a crucial time, they're like, wow, we're having to radically lower our sales projections because we're not selling nearly as much as we thought we were going to do, shows that the Switch 2 is struggling more than they thought. So if you're going to need a game to push you over that hill and get that momentum, it's fucking Zelda. And the current rumor that I've heard is that they're going to have a limited edition Ocarina of Time Switch launch with it, which makes sense. They've done that repeatedly, okay? And if so, I know a bunch of people who would go fucking crazy just to get that Switch 2. Like a Ocarina of Time themed Switch 2, that would do fucking numbers. So not only would you have a game that would get people to buy a Switch 2, but you would have a drove to get a custom Switch 2. So that could be an effective marketing blitz. Yeah, for sure. My mom actually has the Animal Crossing New Horizons Switch. It's pretty cool. So, and the Zelda live-action movie is supposed to come out next year. Sometime next year. They've already shown, like, shots of them filming it. So, if Nintendo does this right, it could actually be a kick in the pants for Switch to get the Switch 2 back on track, because you'd have Zelda that would get people to buy a system, the Zelda that would get people to buy the system. It would have a limited edition Zelda system to get people to buy the system, because people go crazy for that, and they haven't done that. And it would be right in the hype of the movie, because it would be right around the time they're showing the first big look at the movie. I'm assuming it's going to come probably in the first half of 2027. So in a lot of ways, the game would be right in the hype of the movie, because the movie would be around the corner. And the Zelda, whether you like the Mario movies or not, they've done incredibly well financially. Like, you can't even deny that. So,
We found the great tree! All torchbearers to the clearing!
Fouled is the air, devoured by flame.
We must return to Kanan now.
So, I really do hope that is true. Well, I've seen bits and pieces. I haven't watched the whole thing. I'm not really into video game movies on the whole. I think video game movies are kind of redundant, as a concept, there was a time when we needed video game movies, or they had something to offer, because games were super limited in their storytelling they could provide. So it's like movies could tell a much better story than games, you know, back in the 80s and 90s. But that's no longer the case. Where now I would say that the storytelling in video games rivals, if not beats, so, like, they're not even needed anymore, you know what I mean? Like, I would actually say in a lot of areas that video game storytelling has eclipsed a lot of movies because they have Hollywood performances, but they have a lot more runtime. Like, you know, somebody was like, oh, they should do a Red Dead Redemption 2 movie. It would literally take like 10 fucking movies to cover the storytelling of Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, there's over like 10 hours of story scenes in Red Dead 2. And you know that's not going to happen. So any movie adaptation would have to cut out a fuck ton of story.
All is burned. Choked.
The forest has been cleared. They will not be back.
Cursed is soaked by furious hunger. A pact unfinished. He will raise Torgoroth.
Targoroth is no more, you son.
Put ear to earth and heed. Brothers of corruption, glowing vigil. Fire will rise from ice.
If Zog is able to raise the Balrog, it will be his thrall, and its power will be his. He must be stopped.
You're not coming with us, are you?
The long winter calls my name.
Okay.
Forests of Karnan must rest in dwell. Karnan be still.
Yeah.
All is ash. The circle cannot be broken. Go now.
And see, therein lies the problem. Because, it also comes from a place of snobbery, where, like, games aren't considered as valid of a medium as movies. Like, people, a lot of the time, people who are movie critics, all that, look down on games and think of them as, like, a lesser medium, and think that a game isn't legitimate unless a movie adaptation has been made of it. And that's just, honestly, just shit. And that's been that way for some time. So it's not just the fact that I don't really think it needs to be done. It's also just the fact that it comes from a place, well, it's not legitimate unless. And no, it's not. That's not even true. I mean, in any metric, critically, games are just as acclaimed as movies. And in terms of proceeds, games are the highest grossing entertainment medium. Period. The best the best adaptations aren't even just like adaptations. They do their own thing. Like the Fallout show is actually good. And why is it good? Because it's canon to the games, it's faithful to the games, it's not redoing the story, it's a new story set in that world. They did not try to beat for beat redo fucking New Vegas. Or something like that, where they couldn't have done it justice. They did their own story in the universe. And they managed to provide something that wasn't in the regular thing, because Fallout is typically big on player agency and all these different outcomes and stuff, but it's not really big on the big set-piece story moments. You know what I mean? It's kind of weaker in that regard. So, by having the show have all these big set-piece moments and stuff that you wouldn't get in the game, the show has something to offer that the games don't, rather than feeling like it's just a meaningless nothing. Like, it has a reason to exist. It does its own thing, and it does stuff that the game doesn't do, rather than just trying to ape exactly what the games did. Because, once again, it's like, if you're just doing exactly what the games did, then I'll just play the games. Especially because, like I said, usually it's shittier. Like, you'll have cut a bunch of the story out, and I will have to do that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if they were to try and do Fallout 3 in a show format, even a show format, they would still have to cut out so much of that fucking story that you would wind up missing like all of the major story beats to condense that shit.
You have shown me the true joy of pain. So succulent, so delicious. I want more. I need more. Give me more pain. I must have it.
Okay, dude. You're being weird now, bro. It's like, don't be weird, dude.
He's got a hostage.
Yeah, the orcs in this game are randomly generated from, like, millions of different potential things. So, you can play through this game a shit ton of times and never see the same orc twice. And there's a lot of comedic ones like this one that are, like, into the pain.
He's right here! For Sauron, I suppose!
Try to fly away. Oh, so sorry.
Now he's sneaking up in.
And, you know, like I said, and it's just, most of the time, like, they don't have any respect for the source material. Like the fucking Resident Evil movies. I hate them so much, man. The first Resident Evil movie was good. It wasn't accurate to the games, but it was good. Like, you know, it gets a pass because it wasn't accurate to the source material, but it was a good movie in its own right. But then they just got so bad, man, and like, they're doing another fucking Resident Evil movie, and the guy is like, oh, he hasn't played the games. I'm like, why does that not surprise me? Like, can we stop? Can, like, we maybe have, like, people who actually played the fucking games or know about the fucking games maybe do an adaptation? Like, seriously?
I will get you at the time of my choosing.
Oh,
Meet your doom! You will submit! Join the army of the Bright Lord! Yeah, I will serve as your chosen! I am God, Bright Lord.
so it's like I just most of the time they fucking suck. They just suck.
Here comes a bang!
What a dick. And some of the fucking movies they did are just terrible. Like, everything I've seen about the Borderlands movie, man, that the whole thing was fucking god-awful. You're like, fucking Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is fucking Roland. If you know, like, you know anything about Borderlands, Roland in the game, he's a black dude. He's like 6'5", big. He's like the stereotypical army dude. Okay? I love Kevin Hart. But having him play a dude who's supposed to be the big, brawly army guy is just, it's just hilarious. Like, who fucking thought, like, oh, he's black, so he must fit the role. Or, like, Kate Blanchett for Lilith. Like, dude, I love Kate Blanchett. I do. I love Kate Blanchett. But she was terrible fucking Lilith. The only fucking casting that was good in that movie was Jack Black. Well, congratulations, it's not. Oh, that's sad. Borderlands is great. The only casting in that movie that was good was Jack Black as Claptrap. Okay? He fits Claptrap. But one okay performance can't save a mountain of shit. That movie was awful. Alright, let's do this.
The ritual has commenced.
We can waste no time.
Targarov! We call you back,
Zog.
your tomb. Rise and join our glory! It's working. Targarov lives! It lives! You will not foul the ritual. Targarov will rise, but not for Sauron. He will fight in my army, a legion of the dead, that will rival any army of Mordor. You will hear them when they come, for they will chant my name. Zog! 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 You're passing the wrong way! I was about to pull life from death, and you ended it! He was to be my masterwork, and you ended it! This is how you die, Grave Walker!
So, like, the vast majority of video game adaptations fucking suck ass. And even some of the ones that are good or decent, it's just like, I could just get a better experience playing the games, like The Last of Us. That, you know, that's one of the better movie adaptations. Video game to show adaptations, but it's still inferior to the game. So it's like, why would I watch the movie when I can play the game? You know, and I'm not gonna dogpile. Fuck. I'm not gonna dogpile on to Bella Ramsey or talk about her appearance. She gets a lot of shit for her appearance, and I honestly think that that's kind of not getting the point. I'm not gonna say, oh, like people say she looks like she has fetal alcohol syndrome. I will say she was terribly fucking miscast for Ellie. And that right there automatically makes me not like the fucking show. The whole fucking Last of Us is based off of Joel and Ellie. So making the Ellie suck is like, you ruin the whole thing. And, I don't know what they were thinking, because I don't know if it was her acting or the script or both, but she plays Ellie as incredibly stoic and emotionless, and that is, the wrong fucking dynamic. The entire point of Ellie is that she is the hot-headed kid who's passionate and intense, and Joel is the stoic guy who's jaded, who's kind of given up hope. And the whole thing about The Last of Us is Ellie kind of bringing him back to life again, because he gave up hope on humanity and gave up living. And his love for this little girl makes him feel alive again. That's the whole point. Is she's supposed to be the calm, quiet, and she's supposed to be the emotion. So making her emotionless kind of ruins the whole fucking dynamic. And like I said, there's times when it's they will do something very close to the game, but her performance will just fucking kill it, because it'll be emotionless. You'll compare it And there'll be moments where it's like, I don't know how familiar you are with The Last of Us, but there's moments in the original game that are filled with emotion, where she's like breaking down in tears, and that same scene will be played completely solid, straight, no emotion in the show. And they're like, you can look up comparisons online, but it is just fucking shocking. And, you know, and then they just... They were also short-sighted in many other ways. And it kind of fucked them, because in the first Last of Us, Ellie's 14. But the second game, it time jumps to when she's 19. She's a full fucking adult, okay? So she quite grows up between the two games, which is kind of the point. Shit. He got me. Fuck. Oh well, not a big deal. And see...
Do not toy with nature, Talia. She is fearsome, and her vengeance will be complete.
When they picked Bella Ramsey, she, if nothing else, she fit the general age look of that character.
I was about to pull life from death, and you ended it.
But she has a perpetually young face. The actual actress for Bella Ramsey is like 21. She was like 21, 22 when she took the role. So she kind of fit the age range. She looked young. You know, some people have that perpetually young face. But then, when she's supposed to grow up in the second season, she still looks the same. So they're like, oh, you're an adult now, Ellie, and nothing has changed. And weirdly enough, because of that, in order to kind of like mask that, they got a bunch of actors who are similarly young looking, that are like, you know, legal adults, but they're young looking. So because all of the actors look perpetually young and far younger than they should be, it's almost like all those actors are kids cosplaying as adults, where they're like wearing the same clothes as and the same general look as their game counterparts, but they're look way too young. So it's almost like they're kids playing dress up in their parents' clothes, and it's fucking surreal. And that's what I'm saying, like, so, like, you obviously were not thinking long term. You picked an actress that was good for the first season. Not so great when you need her to then suddenly age 5 years. Visibly. And that's, once again, that's something you can get away with in a game. The actress who plays Ellie, who's always played Ellie, is called Ashley Johnson. She's a great actress. She was always, I think she was in her 30s when she took on the role, but it doesn't matter because she's playing a game role. It's different when you're doing live action, and you actually have to look like the fucking character in the age range. And then, you know, then for characters that are the right age, they fuck themselves because The Last of Us 2, a huge chunk of The Last of Us 2 takes place in a short period of time, like 3 days. But they've splitting the season into multiple... They've split the second game into multiple seasons. And on the surface, that makes sense. Because The Last of Us 2 is actually quite a bit bigger than the first game. It literally has like 2 to 3 times the amount of story to go over. So it kind of makes sense that, you know, making one season the same size wouldn't do that. But then you realize, okay, so there actually is child actors that they hired for season 2 of The Last of Us. Well, when we're averaging like 2 or 3 years between seasons, those child actors are not going to stay child actors for very long. So it's like, all this is supposed to be taking place over 3 days, so it's like, you know, we're going to see actors who are supposed to be 12, like their balls drop between seasons, or they have to recast them every season. So, there's just all kinds of problems. And then there's just some stuff that's just fucking weird. Fuck. Like, changes that made no sense. That's like, why did you change this? Like, in The Last of Us, the original game came out in 2013. Okay? So, the game starts in 2013, at the start of the infection. And then it jumps ahead 20 years. To 2033. And in the show, it works the same way, except for some reason, they decided that the zombie outbreak, the fungus outbreak, would happen in 2003. So, now technically it takes place in the current year, because the show came out in 2023. I guess that's why they did that. But because they did that, they had to change a lot of shit because the world was 10 years less advanced than it was before. And it even created fucking timeline gaps. There's a moment in the games where Joel sings a Pearl Jam song, Future Days. And it's actually a moment in the scene, except the problem is due to them pushing back the timeline, it creates an actual fucking anachronism because the song came out in 2013. So Joel, there's no way Joel could have known that song if the apocalypse happened 10 years before. So by, you know, it's like, why would you switch it to 2003? That's what I mean, like, it creates inconsistencies, but it's like, what did you gain by doing that? So it just seemed like a needless fucking change. Or like, the whole premise of The Last of Us, and what makes it scary is on the surface it's zombies, but it's not really. It's a fungus called cordyceps. And the thing about The Last of Us that makes it actually really scary is it's based on a real thing. It's a fungus that takes over ants and hijacks their body and controls them and kills the other ants with them. It's like a mind-controlling parasite for ants. And so they're like, well, what if this spread to humans? So it's actually rooted in biology reality. And not just the same type of fucking zombies that we've seen over and over again. And it spreads through spores. Like you would expect, that's how it actually spreads. So it's like rooted in real life biology. Which gives it an air of credibility. But for some fucking reason, in the show, it spreads through tendrils. And I mean, okay, but that's not how fungus fucking works. That's not how fungus works. So fungus spreads through spores. So it's like, why did you make this change? It serves no purpose. God, I hate this guy. He just does so much damage. Piece of shit. Oh my goodness. Shit. Yeah, I don't blame you, man. There's lots of bosses in that game that are super hard.
Let go of your humanity.
Oh, yeah, that fucking thing.
It wasn't worth much to begin with.
Yeah, you gotta... It's just about keeping away from the edge, really, and jumping over him. That battle expects you to use the wall grab. That's what you need to do. You need to be jumping over the wall and get above him.
I was about to pull life from death, and you ended it! He was to be my masterwork, and you ended it! This is how you die, Grey Walker!
Zog.
Zog. Yeah, that's because you have to lead him back to the wall, dude. And then you said you can jump and cling onto the wall. You got to cling onto the wall and hop over him that way.
You speedy. You have a body for war, but the mind of a twit.
Masi.
Spread out and find the man staining. How do you like it? Didn't see it coming, did you? Didn't see it coming, did you? You will join our role in the death. You've done it. You killed me. But let me tell you a secret. Necromancers never truly die.
Oh shit.
I think we did it. Then Khanum's sacrifice was not in vain.
Okay. Let me see something. Let me check trivia list real quick. Yeah. That's fair, man. Don't force it. Yeah, we all make mistakes, dude. Trust me. I wouldn't beat yourself up over it. Hosperish.
Vlog. Triumph. 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 Triumph.
We are flying!
Sauron's domain is now much smaller.
Just kind of working my way through to 100% for this, so I can get the platinum trophy. And being said, I'm going to take a break. I'll be back. I'm tired. Thank you for watching.